What up, nerds? Welcome back to another weekly update here on the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie, and before I start talking about my week, I have something really exciting that I just opened yesterday. Blackstone Publishing sent me 2 ARCs for the new book coming out by Marshall Karp called Don't Tell Me How to Die. They sent me 2 so that I could read one and review it and let all of you know what I think about it and see if you want to pick it up. And one to give away. So one of you lucky people, US only, really sorry. It's got to be somewhere where I can afford to pay the media mail. So one of y'all can win a copy of this. And I was thinking we could buddy read it together. If that sounds like something you would enjoy doing, comment down below and say you want to be entered into the giveaway. Though I suppose it would help to know what this book is about. And it's publishing on November 5th, 2024. So I was thinking we could buddy read this in October. I will probably let this stay up for a couple of weeks. I'll remind y'all again next week. And then I'll pick a winner so that I have time to get it mailed out to you and we can read it together. But you don't have to read it with me if you don't want to. All right, let's see what this one is about. I had it all. A fantastic husband, 2 great kids, an exciting career. And then at the age of 43, I found out I would be dead before my next birthday. I'm getting Insomnia by Sarah Pinborough flashbacks. My mother also died at 43. Holy crap, that's really Insomnia flashbacks. I was 17 and she warned me that women would flock to my suddenly single father like stray cats to an overturned milk truck. They did. And one absolutely evil woman practically destroyed his life, mine, and my sister's. I am not letting that happen to my family. I have 3 months and I plan to spend every waking minute searching for the perfect woman to take my place as Alex's wife and mother to Kevin and Katie. Whew, I don't know if I could do that. Could y'all do that? You're probably thinking, she'll never do it. Did I mention that in high school I was voted most likely to kill someone to get what she wants? Okay, so this sounds like a really hilarious murder mystery. Again, if you want a chance to enter the giveaway, comment down below and say, hey, enter me in the giveaway or something cheeky like that and I'll get you entered. Now we can move over into what have I been doing this week. We'll start with the finished books. First book that I finished is the ARC for Incarnate by Richard Thomas. I just filmed the review for this one. It's going to go up on September 5th because this book goes on sale September 10th. And I wanted to get my review out there because I know a lot of readers are searching for something to usher in the spooky season or a really good winter horror read. This one will definitely scratch that itch. So keep an eye on the channel in the next couple of weeks. That review is coming out. I also finished the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook by Matt Dinniman. That's the 3rd book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Oh, it was so good. These books are just pure joy. Guys, even if you don't like lit RPG, I really think you would fall in love with this series. It's such a good time. But the hill that I'm going to die on is that these books are best consumed on audio. Jeff Hayes from Sound Booth Theater, oh my goodness. He is so good that I am going to search out other things that he has written so that I can listen to him. My husband's done the same. Sound Booth Theater also has an app as a way to provide audiobooks that aren't through Audible. I'm going to link Sound Booth Theater in the description. I know Brandon Sanderson has been kind of waging a war against Audible with how much they're taking as profit as opposed to giving it to the author. So this sounds like a really great audio alternative. Books that I am still working on. I have immediately gone into book 4 of Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is called The Gate of the Feral Gods. And this one is off to a little bit of a slower start for me. I think we're starting to get some depth, some build up of the much bigger plot that has been lurking underneath all of the humor and introduction to this world is really starting to emerge into something bigger, which is going to be really great because this series still has several books to go if I'm not mistaken. My other current read is The Exorcist House Genesis by Nick Roberts. This one's in danger of being a DNF, y'all. I'm halfway through the book. I'm going to have one more good long reading session with it today. And if it just does not do something crazy, it's going to be a DNF. This is one of those that should not have had a sequel. The issue that I have is it's told in dual timeline. I'm loving the 1967 timeline, which happens after what makes the Exorcist house the Exorcist house. So it's events that happened immediately following that. But the current timeline, 1997, which is 3 years after the events of the first book, I'm just not buying it. It just hasn't managed to capture the feeling that you got when you read the first book, just the magic of all of that horror and learning all of the information for the first time. There's just some stories that do not need sequels, and this might be one of them. If it were up to me, I would just pull out all the 1997 stuff, leave the 1967 one in there, and call it a prequel, and that would be the end of the day for me. Once the fate of the Exorcist House Genesis has been decided, whether I DNF or I finish it, next up for sure is going to be the novella by Stephen Aryan, New York Minute. Been talking about that one for a minute. And then I got this in the mail yesterday. Valley, the final book in the Galatian trilogy by Stacey McEwen. Angry Robot Books. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see how this is going to end. Please, Stacey, please just don't do what you've been doing to me in the last 2 books, but I really love her dedication to all the wild-eyed, sharp-tongued, fire-breathing girls. That gives me hope that she's finally going to give me an ending that isn't going to make me rage. And with the rate at which I am going through the Dungeon Crawler Carl audiobooks, I snuck The Butcher's Masquerade on my TBR for the next week as well. I'm sure I'm going to be getting into that one really soon. These books are just addictive. They are so wildly funny. It is such a unique and unforgettable spin on the lit RPG genre. Just, read that series, y'all. If you don't do anything else, listen to any other books I talk about or recommend. Just that series. Just that one. Since I can't seem to quit talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl, this week on the channel on Tuesday, my review, non-spoiler review of the first book in the series went live. On Thursday, my non-spoiler review for the 3rd book in the unsub series, The Dark Corners of the Night, that went up if you've been following through that series. Next week on the channel on Tuesday, my non-spoiler review for Time's Orphan by Haley Reese Chow goes live. That book, that's another one I cannot stop recommending. It's a fantasy novel that is part of the Odriel's Heirs series, but it can be read as a standalone. My goodness, I just love that book so much. Can't wait to continue the series. Next Thursday, of course, as I've already mentioned, is going to be my non-spoiler review of Incarnate by Richard Thomas. But that's my week. That's all the stuff that I've been up to. Not going to be up to a whole lot going forward over the next couple of months, except Halloween Horror Nights and probably a lot less reading. So these are going to get really short over the next few weeks. I'll try to add in some footage from Universal to give you a sneak peek of the Halloween season here in Orlando. Thank you all so much for being a part of this community. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you on Tuesday.